And it's my pleasure to welcome now for our United Way update, once again, Executive Director of the United Way, Juliette Labossiere, and special guest, Nicole from the St. Lawrence Seaway Management Corporation. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Hi, glad to be here.
Always glad to have you here. And Juliette, I'll always, start with you. And maybe you can mention why we're featuring our friends at the Seaway Management Corporation today.
It's really exciting. We've officially launched. I know we've teased it a few times, but Over the Edge is open for registration. The event is officially launched, and we're looking for about 90 brave souls who are willing to throw themselves off of one of Cornwall's tallest buildings. And so that's why Nicole is here, because the St. Lawrence Seaway Management Corporation has graciously come back second year in a row as our building sponsor. And so they're allowing us to use that iconic building at the corner of Pitt and Second to jump up, but to rappel down and raise funds for the United Way.
All right, and it is an iconic building, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that, about the corporation, and of course their participation. But I want to start again with a little bit for those who may not know. I mean, it really did garner a lot of headlines, a lot of great pictures. But what is Over the Edge?
So it's the opportunity for individuals to fundraise. And so the price tag seems daunting at first, $1,000, but it's that peer-to-peer fundraising that people are accustomed to doing, you know, for the bowl-a-thon or for other, you know, jump rope for heart concepts. And so you're asking your friends and your family to donate money. You get a tax receipt for any donation, $20 and up, to your efforts to go over the edge. And so Over the Edge is actually a company that's well known across North America, more than 15 years, certified rope specialists without any incidents. So you don't have to have any experience rappelling or climbing. You just have to have a willingness to want to raise that $1,000 and be brave enough to say, I will go over. And both Nicole and I went over last year. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely. And one last question before we transition to a little bit more with the Seaway, and that's, you know, this all started last year. Obviously, United Way and Over the Edge had those conversations, but it was imperative to find the right location, and you did, and all thanks to Seaway. So before we transition, just talk to me about what that support has meant to the United Way.
Well, I think it's time that we also realize that it is the ideal location, but it's also the ideal partner. So Seaway has been a firm supporter of the United Way, not just locally here, in every community where they have one of their offices. They support the United Way in any way that they can. And I'm really excited to announce, I even have chills, that this month here locally, we will hit the $500,000 worth of support given to our United Way from the staff and the team at Seaway Management Corp since they started on payroll. And so because the Seaway matches any of their staff in terms of payroll, $500,000 raised locally. So they were already a great supporter of us. They knew the work that we were doing. And so great location, great partner. We're excited to find new ways to work with them.
Absolutely. And so this was a new way after many years of payroll deduction. The United Way approached the Seaway Management Corporation and said, hey, can we hang from your building? But Nicole, talk to us first of all a little bit about the corporation itself. I know we're all familiar with the building downtown. I'm sure many of us have heard of the Seaway Management Corporation, but just tell us a little bit more about what you guys do.
Sure. So as you know, the Seaway itself is a big part of our community. So we at the St. Lawrence Seaway Management Corporation, we're a not-for-profit organization, and along with our American counterparts, we run the Seaway. We manage, we operate, we maintain the system. So here in Canada, we actually are responsible for 13 of the 15 locks, and that stretches all the way from Lake Erie to Montreal. And what's really key about the Seaway is it's really important to our supply chain. And it's a big, big supporter of jobs in North America, as well as the overall economy. So we can be really proud to know that head office is right here in downtown Cornwall.
That's absolutely amazing and very much a source of pride. And as Juliette mentioned, even before Over the Edge, you guys were such a big supporter, and that's on a corporate level, that's across. But talk to me a little bit about your office specifically and just what the United Way has meant to, and you personally over the years, but even before Over the Edge.
Absolutely. So I know there's so many things that happen. I used to volunteer for Meals on Wheels years ago, so I've always been a big supporter of all the organizations, you know, that benefit from the support of the United Way. It's key. We always say at the Seaway that there's so many small, amazing organizations within the area that just don't have the funds to do the fundraising on their own. So for us, that's why it's near and dear to our hearts to support such an important part of our community. So at the Seaway, as Juliet referred to, and I'll say it again, our Seaway matches dollar for dollar everything that we do for payroll deductions, which is phenomenal. So it's not just that we're part of the community, we really, really want to contribute because we see the importance of it. So yeah, and then when we had the opportunity to do Over the Edge, heck yes. Not only is it fun, it brings everyone together downtown, it revitalizes things a little, and it gets people excited.
Absolutely, and I want to elaborate on that because it wasn't just, okay, yes, you can use our building. It was like, we're going to put in a team. You yourself went over. What was that like?
Okay, well, we had an eclectic group, let me say. We had daredevils and we had people who were petrified. I won't tell you which side I was on, but my legs were shaking up till the end. So we had so much fun. And one thing that I did say to the United Way team is that when you're looking for a team building activity, you know, a real team building activity, this is it. We had the whole community at the Seaway foster us. I'm telling you, we had people in Niagara supporting this event. We had people in Montreal. We had everyone at head office just really taking part of it and coming down and cheering us on as well. So it was team building up until, during, and after. Everyone was so proud. There were high fives going around for weeks, I swear.
Oh, absolutely, and that's absolutely amazing. And again, very successful with your fundraising as well, your team, and again, just increasing that dollar amount that went to the United Way.
Absolutely.
All right, so Juliet, we've talked a little bit about last year, that electric atmosphere. I mean, people coming down, watching, cheering. Talk to me about the day of, because it really was quite the event, and just people I'm sure that didn't even know what was going on stopping and watching. So just talk to me about how that day unfolded last year.
That's exactly it. I'm sure a lot of people went home with neck cramps because they were looking up at a building. It was really fun to see the apartment building across the way. There were some viewing parties happening in some of those living rooms. It was just such a great way to get us on the map. I think a lot of people, we get lost in the noise with a lot of the other charities and not-for-profits asking for money, and it was a great way for people to see us in a different way and to see that we're really engaged with the community. But it was just fun and it was electric, and we're hoping to grow that this year. So we have an ask going to council at the next council meeting to shut down that section of Pitt Street again, so between 2nd Street and 3rd Street, and if the answer is yes, then we might be bringing in a little bit of a street party, inviting some vendors, some more food trucks, but really, really excited. The Kinsman Club of Cornwall has confirmed they're coming back again this year. They'll be offering their lunch barbecue to all of the volunteers who'll be on site for us, and also selling, with all proceeds coming back to the United Way again. So we're really excited about that partnership.
That is super exciting, and again, a testament to the generosity of our community. And again, when it all comes down to it, like you said, it gave you a lot of publicity. It gave you a lot of opportunity to say this is who we are. We're the United Way. This is what we do. But at the end of the day, what you do is so important, and it's because of funds raised by events like these. And that money went right back into the community. It's been allocated. I know the allocations. We haven't been able to talk about announcements yet. But again, that money has been allocated, and it's going right back in our community.
Higher level going out to the community this year than ever before, and it's thanks to people who fundraise in events like Over the Edge. We're brave enough to put themselves over that edge.
All right. So how can people participate this year? It's September 21st.
Correct. It's a Saturday, September 21st, to participate. Registration is open now, so if you go to our Facebook or our website, or you give a call to our office, we'll help you get on. And there's 2 ways you can participate. So you can participate solo, which means you're on your own to raise that $1,000 to be able to put yourself over. Or like Nicole did last year, you can put in a team. And what it means is a team, it doesn't mean you all have to go over at the same time, but it means you're helping each other out in fundraising. So some of you may have more contacts or more generous contacts that'll help drive that up. So if I hit the 1,000 mark before, if I was on a team with you, Gabe, before you, then any extra money I get helps put you over the edge. So that team, if you have a group of friends who think they want to do it, go together, because it definitely helps everyone reach their goals to get over the edge.
All right, and what other details do people need to know about participating? Again, it's very safe. I know, like Nicole said, there's all, whether you're a daredevil or you're a little nervous, it's just a very safe process.
Absolutely.
That
team, I can't emphasize enough. They're certified. They do this around the world, mainly North America. Lots of practice. We do bring in rope volunteers, but they are surveyed, they are trained, they spend hours the day before to learn the ropes, so to speak, but exactly that. It's all in. It's about 1 hour. So we ask you to arrive a little bit early. You get a training on the roof. You put your harness on and everything, and you learn how to rappel yourself down a couple of feet so that when you actually put your feet over the side of that building, you already know what you're doing. You're not doing it for the first time. So it's about 1 hour of your time, and it's first come, first serve. We can only put 90 people over the edge on the 21st. So if you even think you might want to do this, don't hesitate, because we already have quite a few people registered from when we launched on just a few days ago.
Absolutely, and important to note, who can participate? What are the criteria?
So there is no age restriction, and we did have some older people go over last year and some younger. I'm proud to say my 13-year-old son went over the edge yesterday. So it's really weight restriction for safety. So you have to be between 100 and 300 pounds. That's what the harness can accept. So if you're 99 and you're a daredevil, we'll be happy to hear from you.
All right. And so we'll just finish off. Nicole, you talked about your experience, your team's experience, your message to those watching, the prospective people that are wondering if they should put their name in.
Oh, absolutely. And I just wanted to add one thing. It's wonderful to have all these people going over the edge. If you don't think you can do it, donate to someone and support someone who will. It's going to an amazing cause.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both of you for joining us. Thank you for everything that the Seaway Management Corporation does for our community, and we wish you the best of luck with Over the Edge.
Thank you.